Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how I made these beautiful orchid sugar cookies. Thank you to those that are subscribed to my channel already, and if you're watching me for the first time, don't forget to do so. Also, you guys can follow me on Instagram at scakesandmore. I didn't have an orchid cookie cutter, and I didn't want to cut out a paper template and cut out my cookies that way either, so I decided to use this set of six flower cookie cutters, and I'm using the three smallest ones in the set. To get the shape of the orchid, all I'm doing is nipping the very bottom of one of the petals with my smallest cookie cutter and then rounding it off with my finger. And you have to put your cookie facing just exactly how I have it. If you're using a 6-petal cookie cutter, this is how you're going to place it. Again, you're going to nip the very bottom, a portion of the bottom of one of the petals, and then you're going to round it off with your finger. And this is a great way to utilize what you already have at home without having to go in to buy a specific cookie cutter. Here I'm showing you how the cookie will look if you nip a bigger portion of the bottom. I'm also going to give you a tip. This is what I do when I know I'm going to insert sticks into the cookies. I do not bake the cookies with the sticks. As soon as they come out of the oven, I very carefully insert the stick and then very carefully take it out just to make the little hole. The reason I do this is to save space while baking and also when I'm decorating. I made an outline so you guys can see how I did the different sections of the cookie. I'm filling each petal, making sure that I'm filling petals that are not going to be touching each other so the icing does not incorporate. Once that's dry, I made the middle part, and once the middle part was dry, I finished the rest of the petals. After that, I let my cookie dry overnight before I moved on, making sure that everything was dry before I moved on to painting it. I always use the 20-second consistency royal icing, which is considered a flooding consistency, unless I have to do stuff that needs to actually hold its shape. I find the 20-second consistency is what works the best for me. After my cookies have fully dried, I continue by coloring each section. Here I'm using a golden yellow diluted with food grade alcohol, and here I'm going to create an ombre effect throughout the cookie by coloring the middle darker, and then with a damp brush, also dipped in the food grade alcohol, I'm spreading this color to the edges of each petal. Then I'm letting my cookies fully dry before I continue coloring any more sections. I'm so sorry for the different noises and the different tones of my voice and the background. I usually have to record at different times whenever I get a little space of quiet time. My house is full of kids. I have 5 girls and they're always making noise. There's always something going on, so I'm very sorry. Please bear with me. These are going to be my purple orchids, and it's going to be the same process, just different color. Once I was done doing this part of the cookie, I inserted a skewer into the hole with royal icing. I did the same thing for the leaves. For the leaves, I used a regular cookie cutter and I just rounded off the very top of it. And now with the edible food pen, I added the little dots on the middle of the cookie, and with a very thin, fine brush, I made the lines on each petal. I'm using burgundy, but it almost looks like a magenta. And I did the same thing for the purple ones, just using the purple color. I decided to use something that I already had at home to put the cookies in. Here I'm using a pink acrylic paint and a chalk paint, and I'm mixing the two colors together to create a sort of a very light ombre effect. And after this dried, I added string to the top. I wanted to keep it very, very neutral because the stars of the show are the cookies, and those are the things that should stand out, not the jar. I really wanted my orchids to look as close as possible to an actual orchid arrangement. So I decided to treat these cookies as if I was going to make a gum paste arrangement, and I was gonna add wire to this. Here I'm using a florist tape, and I'm taping off the bottom portion of the cookie and then cutting it off. I'm just leaving a little section so I'm able to attach another wire to this, and then I'm gonna be able to attach that wire to a bigger piece of wire, and eventually after everything is put together, I'm going to be able to bend that portion of the wire that are attached to the stick, so I'm able to get that natural curve that an orchid has. I hope that you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say. I also made sure that none of my wire was ever coming in contact with the actual cookie. And you see here how I'm only attaching the wire itself to the wire. That way I'll have the flexibility of being able to move the cookie around. I really, really hope that you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say. I did have a couple of cookies break on me, so if you're going to be doing something like this, you have to be very careful. Here you see me tugging at the cookie, but I was doing it very, very slowly. Obviously, the video is sped up for the purposes of making it as short as possible. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was whenever I make a cookie arrangement, I always like to individually wrap each cookie because I feel like it secures the freshness of the cookie. I really don't see a point of having a beautiful cookie if your cookie is going to be rock solid, even though naturally sugar cookies get hard because of the icing. But that's something to keep in mind, that if I was going to be giving this away or selling it or for whatever reason I was going to individually wrap each cookie, even though sometimes it does take away from like the actual visual portion. But I'd rather have a good cookie than a hard cookie that you can't even bite into, if you guys know what I'm saying. Here, finally done attaching all the cookies to the wire, and it did get a little bit of top heavy, so I'm gonna be adding two more skewers to the bottom and wrapping them to the bottom of the wire to give it more sturdiness. I did the same thing for the purple ones as well. The only difference that for the purple ones, I did them facing the opposite way of the pink ones. So when I was gonna put them together, I was able to curve them opposite ways. I really hope that you guys are still with me. I realize that this tutorial is very long and I've been blabbing off for almost 10 minutes, but I want to give you as much information as I can to the best of my ability, so you guys are able to, if you guys are interested in making something like this, then I'm giving you as much information as possible for you guys to be able to do something like this. I never realized how hard it is to make, not hard, but how time consuming it is to make YouTube videos. And I really appreciate those that have already subscribed, to those very few people that are subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. And if you're new and you're watching me for the first time, please don't forget to do so. Subscribe to my channel. And also, give me likes. The more likes that I have, the more that YouTube suggests my content and more people are able to see my stuff. I realize that sometimes my videos are kind of blurry. I don't have the best quality phone, but I have to work with whatever I have. And once again, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And also, you guys could also follow me on Instagram at scakesandmore. Also, if you guys have any questions, something that you feel I didn't cover, I will gladly answer them. And also comment down below, if you like something from this tutorial. Thank you so much.